going to show you how to do optical illusions with making balls look like they are popping out of your paper. So this is the illusion of three-dimensional space. Now what I did before I started this video is I already made a grid. So I will have you watch the grid drawing first because you need to know how to set it up. And I know it is very light and kind of hard to see, but you can see that I have grids on here, perfect little squares, and I measured it out. So watch that other video. And then you're going to draw circles on here. So you can draw it by hand or you can use a compass. If you want to learn how to use a compass, watch the compass video. But I'm going to draw it by hand for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a circle, nice and big. And I know I'm drawing light right now. You're going to do it to the best of your ability or use that compass. So I'm making a circle. And the reason I'm doing it light is because you will have to do some erasing. All of my lines that are inside my circle, I'm going to erase, because this is going to give it the illusion of popping out. So I'm erasing all my lines, and this is why I had to draw lightly. And when I outline it with black, you will really be able to see it. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to draw a couple circles, and I'm going to outline them so that you can see what we're going to do. So I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, I hope you can see it better now. Now before I continue, there's something really cool about having an odd number of things in an artwork, and it makes your eye find it more interesting. So an odd number is 1, which isn't very interesting if I only made one of these, 3, 5, 7, 9, instead of an even number, 2, 4, 6, 8. So I did an odd number. I did 3. I made them different sizes, but I made them big. Now if I had a smaller grid, this would probably look even cooler. So my lines, instead of being 1 inch apart, I would make them maybe half an inch apart. But let me show you what we're going to do. And I'm going to do this in marker, just so you can see my lines. But I really recommend doing it in pencil for your first time. What you're going to do is make the illusion that is popping out. So I'm going to try to figure out what's my middle line or close to my middle line on each circle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a direction and I'm going to curve my middle line this way, and I'm going to make the top connect to the bottom. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. And each time I do it, I'm connecting them, and it's going to make kind of a pocket in the middle. So this one I don't have to do because I'm going to pretend it's my edge right here. And then I'm going to do this edge right here. And then I'll do this one. Now I have a choice to make. Do I want to curve it this way or this way? I'm going to curve it this way. And then that one I don't have to do. And do you see how it looks like that circle's now popping out of my paper? How cool is that? So let's do this one. I'm just connecting the line to the one straight across from it. There's not too much to do on that one because it's a smaller circle. Okay, let's do this one. So I'm just drawing curved lines. Oop, that's all I had to do on that one too. How neat does that look? Now the trick is coloring to really make it pop. So you can do this in paint if you wanted to. You could do it with any type of coloring material you want. But whatever you choose to do, you want to think about making a sphere. So I'm just going to color in one of these. And you could do it as a grid pattern if you want. So you could do maybe every other one a different color. That is fine. Or you can do it differently. It's up to you. So say I did the grid and I wanted to do this one purple. Now I'm using crayon, but again, you can use any one you want. So after purple would be, if I'm doing 2 color, then I would do a red one. And then my next one would be purple. And you want to color it in neatly and all the way and make it solid. So let me do some coloring and then I'll come back and I'll show you some more steps to finish it off. I want to show you a little progress break here. So I just did half of the paper so far. And I did red and I did purple and I rotated them. You'll have to make some decisions when it comes to these little corners right here. So if you want to continue the pattern, it might be the same or it might be the same as the circle. So you just have to figure out what works for you. You can also do up the ball a completely different color, and then you don't even have to worry about it. So let me continue and I will show you how to finish it. So now my whole thing is filled in, and I did it with crayon, but you can use any material, but it still could look neater. So think about a sphere. So a sphere has a highlight and a shadow to make it look like it's round. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend I'm shining a flashlight on here, and I'm going to pretend this is my light corner, which makes this my dark corner. And that means I have to color this side in a little bit more. And I could try my mixing skills and use black or complementary color to mix it in, which means this one might be half dark, so I have to work on my value scales. And I could have a little bit of dark down here because I'm pretending my flashlight is coming from up here. And then I would do the same with my other color. So my purple would be darker on this side. And again, this is with me not using any other colors, just pressing harder and softer with the crayon. But I certainly could use other colors as well. And I'd have a little bit darker down here. Make sure you get all the way to your edges, and I probably might have a tiny, tiny bit of darkness on this corner, and maybe along this bottom edge with my imaginary flashlight. So you can kind of see how that really, really makes it pop. And I can do more blending as well too, and layer that color so it really looks like it's going from dark to light. So I could do that with all the balls and have a little fun making balls look like they're popping out of my paper and having that illusion of three-dimensional space. I hope you have fun trying this. It was really fun to do, and you can get pretty creative with it. And you can make it more detailed depending on how big you make your grid or how small you make a grid. The smaller, the more detail you have, the bigger, the less detail. And you can have more balls, you can have less balls. It's up to you. Have fun!